Well, hello there, everybody. This is ATrueNerd here, and we're not playing anything. We are in GameMaker, and I'm going to try to finish this little game. And we had a half an hour video already. Um, let's just take a little preview here. Oops, that's not what I wanted. This play button. That's it. Okay, so this is what we have so far. We have a functioning paddle. We're in HTML5. We've expanded it out, I think, by a factor of 3, so 3 pixels is 1 in the play field. And so when I click the button, I can launch a ball from the center of the screen. But so far, the balls do not destroy themselves, and there is no scorekeeping. So what we should do is perhaps do a little bit of scorekeeping. Pardon me, I've got a little bit of sniffles. So first we want to make a font. I'm going to call it font score. What should we do? I don't know. There's quite a few. Did you fit? A little big. We want something clear. It's got to fit within 16 pixels. Well, 14. So we want less than that, actually. What's that? LCD2. That will work. No anti-aliasing. Or aliasing. Whatever you want to call it. I'm probably wrong. But, hey. That's the way I live my life. Okay. I don't want italic. We're going to call it size 5. I wonder if that will work. 6, 7, 8. I'm not 100%. Oh, I can scale it later on. So we will let's just see how. Let's go 1, because we're going to use it for. I think that will be just fine. Let's do that. Font score. So what we're going to do is we're going to go like this. We're going to use the controller. Now this is what the draw is for. Well, first off, what we're going to do is when the controller is created, we're going to create 2 variables. We're going to go global. We're going to call it player score, not Scopri, equals 0. And I'm going to go AI score. So they each have their own score. That's fine and dandy. And we'll start at 0. We'll draw. Now I'm going to go on the left hand, or I'm going to put actually all the text on the, I'm going to put the scores on the top. So I'm going to go draw set font FNT score, draw set. Now you know what we can do. We can either just do it like, say, in black. We can do that. What I like to do is actually shadow it. So we'll start with this one here. We'll do this. We'll start with the color. So it'll be a black background. And we are going to go draw. Set. Oh no, we're going to go draw text. I'm going to start with, I'm going to go on the left-hand side, and it starts from the top of the text. So I'm going to go right for pixel 2. I'm going to go 4, 2, 4, 3, the string. Oh no, we go like this. We'll go enemy. We'll call it enemy. And we will go the string of global point AI score. Let's just see how that looks. Let's see where it sits, how big it is, and then we can get an idea of what the hell's going on. And we can shadow. We can have the drop shadow go down. We can have it go up. We'll see. Let's take a look. Okay. Not bad. It's not the nicest font I've ever seen. Like, well, we don't have much choice, but it works. I think that works. So I'm gonna increase those by 1 each, 5 and 4, and I'm gonna duplicate this. So I'm gonna draw on top of it, and I'm gonna go see red, and that will be perfect. Let's go 4 and 3. And I'll do the same with the draw for the player score. There we go, and we got a little bit of a shadow. You know, it kind of sticks out. You know, I'm not so fond of the red, but you know, I'm going to keep it. Why? Because I'm just crazy that way. So we'll keep that on that side. We will put the player score over here, and we'll put some information down here, like maybe if you press the B button, let's say, or maybe I'll even set it so if you click down there, that it resets the game rather than just simply releasing a ball. So we'll see. Okay, let's do the same thing with, so I'm going to call that, we're going to go player. No, player, oops, score, player, score. Okay, and maybe in this case, I'm going to go like this. I'm not going to change the Y values, but I'm going to go, let's see here, we got 320. I'm going to say that we're going to start at 220. And this one's going to be 221. And let's see where that sits. Just so you have enough room to take up, say, you know, take 3 digits worth of numbers. You know, the left-hand side, I mean, you could have an enormous number. Let's just go like this. Let's just try something here. Oh no, I'm just going to shift it over. 260. 60, oops, 160. And maybe I'm going to go sea green. There we go. That looks good. I like that. That works. I might move it 10 pixels that way so it can take, you know, 3 or 4 digits. Not that you'll ever get that high on this game, but I'm a bit of a perfectionist that way. So I hate it when it looks off center. Okay. So what do we have now? So we have a score. We have to make it so that the balls generate a score. So let's go like this. Create. So what we want to do is we want to be able to make it so that when the balls go out of the room, either to left or the right hand side, that they create they increase the score. However, if, let's say, if the ball goes past the paddle, then it should increase the score, but I don't want to destroy the ball. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little flag. I'm going to call it scored equals 0. So, and this will stay, this is just an internal variable that it will keep track of scored. So it will never score again once that's set. Well, we haven't done that yet. But, so, for one thing, we want to make it so that it destroys itself when it's outside of the screen. So I want to go like this. I want to go if x is less than 20 or x is more than 340 or y is less than 20, just so it's off the screen and you won't see it either way, or y is more than 220. Then instance destroy. Now theoretically all balls that would go into the court should potentially score, but we don't care. Let's also go like this. We want to set it. Okay, we want to create a similar thing to this, but we also want to or other point. So if it is past the front of the paddle, we can no longer touch it. I don't want to be able to jam it in the sides. It'll look kind of weird sometimes, but it just, you know that it won't hit anyway. So let me think here. Actually, you know what we can do is, let's just see how this works. Let's go. Since it's colliding, what we can do is we can make it switch. We can make it collide with the wall and with the paddle. So presumably, let's just give it a little bit of juice here. Let's go if if other point x is more than x. I'm going to go like this. I'm just going to go like this. Actually, then other point v speed times equals -1. So it'll bounce between the paddle and the wall, just like any other case. But it will not go the other way. It will not. I think that's a good way to do it. Let's just see. Maybe we'll have a problem with it, but that's weird. Hang on. Oh, I done fucked up, dog. Go ball. I'm a big dummy. -20. I wasn't thinking. -20. I thought something I had done there was wrong, but no. It's like I'm just not bouncing against the walls. Okay. Let's see what happens. Okay. Like if I slam into it from the side. Okay. Oh yeah, I haven't excluded that though. So we go back to the player paddle. Go like this. Cut it. Let's paste it. And we go like this. Okay, there we go. So what we've done is it will either hit it on the side or it will do nothing. So it's not going to do weird shit. Let's try it. No. See, it's not very good. I think you might have seen how it got stuck inside the paddle. Okay, let's go like this. Let's see here. Okay, so if it is below it, it is going to be times -1 times the sine. So if it's, let me think here, if it's 200, let's say, minus 100. Times, okay, we're going to go like this. Times the sine. Okay, so we want it to be negative. We want -1. We want it to always go away from us. So what we're going to do is we're going to go like this times the sine of y minus other point y. So if it is below it, it will just keep going away from it. Let's just see how that works. Might not work at all. Might be a sadness time. But let's see. Okay. I just don't want it to get stuck in the paddle. Not bad. Let's see. Well, it's hard to catch one. Well, we'll deal with that later. So I'm going to keep that. So I'm going to put that in the other event. I'm going to go like this. I'm going to go like that. And I'm going to reverse it for the other side. So we're going to go to AI paddle, add event. We're going to go collision with the bow. Because he's a boss. And we're going to go like so. However, in this case, if it is more than 0, then exit. So we're not even going to look at it. I'm going to keep that correct if other x is less than x. However, that is valid, and that, however, is not. We're going to go 180 plus. Okay, so that's a multiplicand. Let's see how it hits the paddle. I may have to reverse that value. I almost certainly will have to. I think I'm going to increase it from 2 to 3. See if I can get a ball to hit it. Okay, for one, it's the wrong way. Times minus 3. Other direction, other y, point y. That's fine. Other point x is less than x. So that should work. That should be just fine. Well, so I say. Yeah. Because I think, let's just see here. Let's take a look at the sprite. The AI paddle, the corner's right there. So that should be okay. Let's take a look. I want to see how it takes, hits balls. Hit the bow. Okay, it seems to hit them fine. Even though it's just staying still. Okay, that worked. Nice. Okay. So what we need to do, actually, I forgot to finish it off, but let's go like this. Let's make sure that if x is less than 8 and scored equals 0, or I can do a double equals, doesn't matter in this case. We go then global point player score plus equals 1. If x is more than 312, oh, you know what we need to do? Go like this. Just set it to 1. Scored equals 1. Global point. So this is when it goes past the player's paddle. So we'll go like this. Player global point AI score. Oops. Plus equals 1. Booyah. Okay. And that should work. Let's do it. It shouldn't create more than 1 score per ball hit. That looks good. That's interesting. That was very interesting. It went right through my paddle. I think I know why. I see, I see. So because it's going straight on, see, these are the little unintended things. That'll go right through. Well, it might not. Not going fast enough. But the thing is that because it's going so fast, the ball winds up behind the paddle. So what we'll do is we will go like this. I'm gonna go boopity boop. Where's my player paddle? I'm gonna go like that. I'm gonna change that. So if other point X is more than X, I'm gonna go like this, X. And I'm gonna put in the whole paddle width plus 8. So that has to take, it will hit regardless. And we'll do this, X minus 8. So what I've done is I've shifted back that the ability for it to hit right there. We could program in like so if it's on the side and it hits that. We'll just keep it like this for now. Let's just try it again. Okay, that's better. Yeah. Nice. Okay. Yeah, it was going so fast that for one frame, like if it winds up 5 pixels ahead of your paddle, and then it goes, let's say 8, well, it's already gone past the front of your paddle. Even though it collides with your paddle, it doesn't matter because I've already put the logic in there to ignore it. So, let's see here. So we have score. We have that. Let's see here. I wonder. Let's go. Okay, so what we need is we need the AI paddle to fight back. So let's do that. So what we're going to do, I could have it just move back and forth. First, I'm going to make sure, I'm going to just have it follow something, but first I want it to find a target. So in this particular game, we can have it, it can have more than one ball at a time. So, you could be a smarty pants and just have it, swarm it with balls. So what we will do is I'm going to go, dist equals, so I want to find the smallest value. So I'm going to go 9999. I'm going to give a large value, decimal point. And found equals no one. So every time this is run, it's going to go through an iteration process. So I'm going to go var I. I'm going to go var count. I think count equals instance number obj ball. So we're gonna see how many balls there are on the screen, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna go through them and determine which ones are of any value to us. We're gonna omit balls that are behind us. We're gonna omit balls that are heading away from us. So we know how many balls there are. We're going to go for I equals 0. I is less than. So if it's 1, it'll be less than 1. So it'll be 0. That's fine. So only go to instance number 0. Perfect. So I may have some trouble. I haven't used these commands in a while, so you're going to have to forgive me. Count. Less than count, I plus equals 1. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to find a metric. I'm going to go like this. I'm going to go var cur. Cur. I don't want the distance, but dist. I'm going to call it cur distance, but it's not actually going to be distance. It's going to be its horizontal speed, or its distance away divided by its horizontal speed. So which one is going to be there first? So I want to, the smaller the number, the closer it is effectively. So if you have a whole bunch of them all in the same spot, all coming towards it, it's going to try to find the one that's coming at it fastest. So we want to go, I'm going to go, I'm going to keep found as no one. I'm going to keep dist at 9999. I'm going to go var cur obj. That'll be fine. Okay. Equals instance. I think it's called instance find. And let's do that. Instance find obj ball comma I. Okay, now we have the handle to the ball. So we're going to go cur obj equals. Oh, let's go like this. Cur dist equals cur obj point. I'm just going to go x minus 16. I'm going to assume that that's 0. Oops, cur obj doi point x minus 16 divided by cur obj point h speed. So it should give me a small, the quicker it's going to be there, the faster it'll, or the smaller the number. So I don't really care about that right this minute. What I do need to know is figure out whether this is valid. So, if is more than, say, 16, right? Because if it's right at my paddle, well, it's more than, let's say, 8. I'm gonna call it 8. And current object point h speed is less than 0. So it's coming towards me. It's minus. It's coming towards me. What else? What other characteristics does it have? That's it. So I'm going to test it against its current my large distance. Right? I just set it to an arbitrarily large value. I'm going to go, okay, well, is it smaller than our current one? So, if current distance is less than distance, right? Let's give that some bracketies. So we're going to go found equals current object. And Now our new marker, our new minimum is whatever we just found. So if as it goes through the list, if it finds one that's faster, well, it will overwrite that. Distance equals current distance. And I think we're golden. And I think just to indicate that we know what we're doing, I mean, it'll be impossible to beat now, for the most part. We're going to go y equals, or if, or if, no, I'm a dummy. If found does not equal no one. So we put in here, we have a target for it to go towards. And we can make it so it accelerates towards it. We can make it so that it's, but in this case, we're not going to do that. We're going to make it damn near impossible to beat. We're going to y equals found point y. So it's just gonna, yeah, it's gonna kick our ass. So let's see if it even works. Okay. Well, that's interesting. It shouldn't be. See, it should focus. I find it interesting. Okay, it does do that. It ignores. Does that make sense? Let's see. I have a feeling that. Oh, I think I know what I did wrong here. So. Minus 16. So that's fine. Right? That's just fine. Each speed. Let's go absolute. Let's see. That should work a little better. That's better. See how it just snaps to it? And of course it'll always shoot it forward because, well. See if I can get a ball in on it. I doubt it. I mean, you'd have to have two identical ones come at it from opposite sides of the court. So it's a fairly, it's a decent algorithm. That seems to work. I like that. Well, I think what we'll do is we'll call her a day on this. So what did we do? We got the balls working. They get destroyed when they get out of the field. We implemented the score. We implemented the text. We implemented a very rudimentary, almost unbeatable AI. And yeah, and we kind of perfected our physics a little bit, or our paddles. Well, they're not perfect yet. But yeah. Anyways, this has been a True Nerd, and you guys have a good day or night, whatever it happens to be. And remember to keep on making or building. Good night.